Across the globe, a storm is brewing, and at its center is Tesla Cybertruck, futuristic beast, now facing a worldwide reckoning. Tesla is being forced to recall nearly all Cybertrucks due to trim panels detaching mid-drive turns. They were simply glued on, but this issue is just the tip of the iceberg. Governments are slamming the brakes on Elon Musk's audacious creation branding. In a public safety menace, the backlash is mounting, with authorities seizing trucks, revoking registrations, and enforcing stringent road safety regulations that effectively outlaw the vehicle. This has sparked a burning question: why are countries rejecting what was once hailed as the most eagerly awaited truck of the century? And as bans pile up, could this be just the beginning of a global blackout for Tesla's stainless steel colossus in the United Kingdom? The Cybertruck's dreams of gliding down cobblestone streets were crushed before they even began. In January 2025, police in Greater Manchester seized a Cybertruck for lacking a certificate of conformity, meaning it didn't meet local safety standards. The list of reasons reads like a roast session. First, its sheer size at nearly 7,000 pounds and over 2.2 m wide. The Cybertruck isn't just big at street blocking. Big in the UK, driving something of this magnitude requires a special Category C1 license, the same required for small trucks. Then comes its design. While the sharp stainless steel body looks undeniably cool, it doesn't meet regulations requiring car edges to be rounded to at least 3.2 millimeters. The reasoning behind this rule is simple: sharp metal and pedestrians don't mix. A minor collision at low speed could leave someone looking like they lost a fight with a giant. Can open the lighting system adds yet another problem: the full width light bar. While Futuristic fails to meet UK regulations for brightness, positioning, and visibility, add to that the acceleration 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.6 seconds in a 3-ton vehicle, and safety regulators were far from thrilled. Across the Irish Sea, things aren't looking any better in Ireland, land of narrow roads and picturesque villages. The Cybertruck is as out of place as a tank in a bike lane trying to squeeze a nearly 7,000 pounds steel beast through a tiny Irish village is a logistical nightmare, but road size is only part of the problem. Ireland, like the rest of Europe, enforces strict pedestrian safety regulations. Those same unforgiving stainless steel edges that got the Cybertruck in trouble in the UK are a massive red flag. In Ireland, 2 cars must be designed to minimize injury risks in case of an accident, and Tesla's cybernetic war machine is about as gentle as a medieval battering ram. Weight is another issue. European drivers with a standard B license can only operate vehicles up to 3.5 tons, and the Cybertruck flirts dangerously close to that limit before you even add luggage or passengers. Toss in the weight of, say, a full Irish breakfast, because let's be honest, road trips require snacks, and suddenly your license doesn't cut it anymore. And let's not forget Tesla's 2024 recall over accelerator pedals that could get stuck, an issue that raises terrifying possibilities. Imagine barreling through Dublin, unable to stop careening past landmarks like the Spire, not exactly the scenic drive of your dreams. Down under in Australia, the Cybertruck faced a hard no from regulators, and honestly, can you blame them? This is a country where even the wildlife is deadly. Adding stainless steel battering ram on wheels wasn't high on the government's priority list. The Cybertruck's rigid exoskeleton, designed to withstand punishment, is a disaster in a collision. Unlike standard vehicles that absorb impact to reduce force, the Cybertruck stays rigid, turning crashes into catastrophic events. Now consider the wildlife. Hitting a kangaroo in a normal car is bad enough, but in a Cybertruck, the animal wouldn't just be hit, it would likely be launched like a missile. And then there's the left-hand drive issue. Australia drives on the left side of the road, and all vehicles must be right-hand. Drive Tesla's Texas factory isn't set up to manufacture right-hand drive Cybertrucks, and reconfiguring the production line would be a logistical and financial nightmare. Infrastructure poses yet another problem. While Australian cities have decent EV charging networks, venture into the outback and suddenly you're starring in your own Mad Max scenario run out of charge. Congratulations, your Cybertruck is now the world's most expensive metal tent in China. The Cybertruck isn't officially banned, but the odds of spotting one rolling through Shanghai are slim. The truck's sharp-edged polygonal design clashes with China's stringent pedestrian safety regulations, which aim to minimize injuries and accidents. The Cybertruck's body, with its unyielding stainless steel panels, is about as pedestrian-friendly as a medieval fortress. Beyond that, pickup trucks already face heavy restrictions in China, with limited access to city centers and mandatory scrapping after 15 years. Even if Tesla redesigned the Cybertruck to comply with safety laws, owners would still be burdened by the country's exhaustive regulations, adding to the mystery. Tesla briefly filed for an energy consumption measurement with China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, MIT, before suddenly withdrawing the application. Did Tesla realize the battle was already lost? Was the Cybertruck doomed to fail? Or did the company simply want to avoid the embarrassment of an official rejection, with Tesla's reputation in China already on shaky ground due to past controversies over alleged brake failures and battery fires? The Cybertruck's future in the world's largest EV market seems increasingly bleak, with bans and restrictions mounting. The debate rages on: is the Cybertruck a misunderstood marvel, a bold visionary creation stifled by bureaucracy and outdated safety norms, or is it truly an ungovernable titan, a machine too dangerous for the roads of the modern world? Theoretically, Tesla could redesign the stainless steel giant to meet international regulations, rounding out its edges, reducing its weight, and toning down its aggressive aesthetic. But such a transformation wouldn't be easy. It would require extensive engineering changes, significant costs, and most crucially, a compromise on the very essence of what makes the Cybertruck unique: the brutalist, angular design. The very thing that captured public imagination would be softened into something more conventional, and in doing so, Tesla risks stripping the Cybertruck of its identity, reducing it to a tamed, diluted version of what once made it iconic. But the growing backlash forces us to confront deeper questions. Are regulators, with their exhaustive safety codes and pedestrian protection rules, clinging too tightly to outdated norms, suffocating innovation beneath layers of red tape? Or is Tesla guilty of pushing boundaries too far, crafting a machine so aggressive in its design that it borders on recklessness? The Cybertruck's rejection isn't just another dispute over vehicle compliance. It represents a seismic clash of ideologies. It's a battleground where the future of what does this mean for the global electric vehicle revolution? Are we moving toward an era where safety and practicality, though noble, will overshadow the excitement of daring, unconventional designs? Will automotive creativity be flattened into a monotonous landscape of compliance-driven conformity? Or can a compromise be found, one where bold, disruptive concepts like the Cybertruck can coexist with the demands of a risk-averse world? On one side, nations stand firm, refusing to let the steel-clad behemoth roam their highways, condemning its aggressive edges and massive weight as an unacceptable hazard. On the other, visionaries and disruptors champion the Cybertruck as a symbol of defiance, a rejection of mediocrity, a rolling testament to human ambition. Should countries loosen their grip and allow this controversial machine onto their roads, trusting drivers and fate to manage the risks? Or have they made the wiser choice, erecting barriers against a vehicle that dances too close to danger, prioritizing public safety over the allure of unchecked innovation. The debate is far from settled, and the answers remain elusive. What's clear is that the war on wheels is just beginning. The clash between Tesla's vision and global regulatory bodies reveals more than just concerns over safety. It exposes a fundamental divide in how different societies view progress risk. And innovation, the Cybertruck, was never meant to be a mere vehicle. It was designed to be a statement, a rolling embodiment of Elon Musk's philosophy of disruption. It dares to defy the sleek, soft-ged conformity of traditional automaking, embracing a raw, angular, unapologetic aesthetic that screams defiance, and yet in that very boldness, it finds itself ensnared in a web of red tape caught between Musk's dream of revolutionizing transportation and the unyielding reality of global safety laws. Consider the history of automobile regulations. Many of the safety standards in place today were forged in response to tragedies. Vehicles without crumple zones leading to fatal crashes, sharp edge designs causing severe pedestrian injuries, and high-powered cars becoming uncontrollable hazards. Laws have evolved to prioritize not just the safety of drivers, but also of pedestrians and other road users. The Cybertruck, however, challenges these conventions, throwing a wrench into carefully established guidelines. Its ultra-hard stainless steel exoskeleton, for instance, defies the principle of energy absorption. Modern vehicles are designed to crumple in a collision dissipating force to protect passengers and those outside the car. The Cybertruck does the opposite. Its rigid body transfers the full force of impact onto whatever hits, making even low-speed accidents potentially devastating. This isn't just a theoretical concern. Crash simulations and physics dictate that a vehicle's rigidity can be a double-edged sword. While it might protect those inside the truck, it does so at the cost of everything outside it. Pedestrians, cyclists, and smaller cars stand no chance against its tank-like frame. A typical fender bender with a conventional vehicle might result in minor damage, but with a Cybertruck, the same accident could be catastrophic. Regulators worldwide have taken note, seeing it less as a revolutionary innovation and more as a rolling battering ram. Then there's the issue of its sharp edges. Unlike traditional vehicles, which are designed to minimize injuries in low-speed collisions, the Cybertruck's angular frame presents a serious hazard. In an accident, a pedestrian or cyclist hitting the vehicle wouldn't just suffer blunt force trauma, they could be sliced open by its unforgiving edges. This isn't hyperbole. European and Asian regulators require vehicles to meet pedestrian safety standards that explicitly prohibit sharp, hard surfaces on a car's exterior, while Tesla could theoretically redesign the Cybertruck with rounded edges and crumple zones. Doing so would compromise its entire aesthetic and structural integrity, turning it into something that no longer aligns with Musk's vision. Yet, safety concerns aren't the only roadblocks standing in the Cybertruck's way. The vehicle's sheer size and weight push it into a regulatory gray area, especially in countries with strict licensing laws. In Europe, for instance, most passenger vehicle licenses cover cars up to 3.5 tons. The Cybertruck, already teetering near that limit when empty, can easily exceed it once fully loaded with passengers and cargo. This means that in many countries, driving one would require a special truck license, significantly limiting its potential market. The same issue arises in places like Japan, where compact cars dominate due to space constraints, and massive, heavy vehicles are not just impractical, but outright discouraged through heavy taxes and parking restrictions. Beyond weight and design, infrastructure presents another glaring challenge. Many countries, especially in Europe and Asia, have roads designed for smaller, more efficient vehicles. The Cybertruck's hulking dimensions make it a nightmare to navigate in tight urban spaces. Parking garages, toll booths, and narrow streets are not built to accommodate something that looks more at home in a dystopian sci-fi movie than in a modern city in places like Ireland, the UK, and Japan, where roads are often centuries old and built for compact vehicles. A Cybertruck attempting to squeeze through a historic town center is a logistical disaster of automotive design, hangs in the balance.